Welcome back to The Big Idea. Okay, we always talk about the roadmap to the American dream here. Well, tonight, we're literally on that roadmap, and right now it's time to take a shortcut. We're looking for instant millions, the secrets to becoming young and rich. We all want that. And my next guest got started in business before he was even old enough to drive, and he was peddling helicopters.
Jordan Wirsz, the 24-year-old whiz kid following a no-fear, barnstorming path to millions. He got his start in business selling aviation equipment to pilots when he was just 15. At 18, he was licensed to fly commercially. And at 21, Jordan was burning a hole in the sky as an aerobatic stunt pilot. But the high-flying life wasn't enough. Jordan wanted the millions too. So he started a commercial real estate company in Las Vegas and made his first million by the time he was 23 years young.
Jordan Wirsz, CEO of Diamond Bay Investments and author of Maverick Millionaire. Welcome to Big Idea, sir.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So you're our young and rich guy tonight. You know, whenever we do entire shows on young and rich, I mean, those are our best shows because at the end of the day, everybody wants to be young and rich. So you're the poster boy tonight. And the thing that makes you so special and different than so many of the successful people I have on the show is that at 10 years old, you basically start hustling, in effect, and you start, saying, I want to make some dough. And 11, 12 years old, you kind of find, you see an ad, you want to make $10,000 a month at home for Herbalife and pick up the story from there.
I was about 12, 13 years old, and I'm in a gas station that my mom was working at the time. And up on a bulletin board was an ad for, work at home and make $10,000 a month. And I'm thinking, great.
That works for me. So
I had, very small savings. I think I borrowed $20 from my mom and bought this Herbalife kit for $125. And so I bought it, and I got into Herbalife, and I ended up going around my neighborhood on my bicycle with this little basket in front.
12-year-old kid knocking on doors.
Yeah.
But is anybody taking you seriously?
No, but that was the great part, is that's why they bought my product.
Yeah.
Because I was a young kid, and I was too naive to understand. But, they saw a young kid wanted to make a buck, and they bought from me.
And so you start making some dough, and then what happens at 14, 15, 16? Because you keep kind of changing careers. So most people are changing grades, you're changing careers.
Well, since a very young age, since probably 4 or 5 years old, I've been really interested in helicopters and airplanes. And I was messing around on the internet one day and found a helicopter for sale, a home-built helicopter. And I'm thinking, I got to get one of these, right? This sounds too neat.
How old are you?
Put it in my garage. I'm 14 years old.
Let's go buy a helicopter.
Let's go buy a helicopter. So I started communicating with the seller, and it turned out that he was asking $55,000 for it. I wrote him back, and I said, look, thank you so much for the time. I appreciate it, but I'm a 14-year-old kid, and I don't have $55,000. So he wrote me back, and God bless the man. I mean, I don't know how this guy came into my life. He says, you know what? You sound like a really bright kid. Never talked to you on the phone, but I need to sell this helicopter. I'll give you $2,500 if you sell it for me. Sent me a contract. I couldn't sign the contract because I'm not even 18 years old. So my mother had to sign the contract for me, and he sent me, some promotional material, some pictures, and I posted that helicopter for sale on every free classified web, place on the web that I could find, and I sold it about 2 months later, 3 months later.
You got the $2,500.
Got the
14-year-old guy. You're basically wholesaling helicopters at this point. I love it. I love it. So you take that money and do what?
I was watching an infomercial, and I decided, I don't want PlayStations, I don't want video games, I want to be wealthy, right? So I see this infomercial that says, don't invest in the stock market, bad returns, invest in commodities, high risk, big returns, 1,000% returns, and I said, okay. So I took all of my savings, every dime of about $2,700 worth.
You're 15 still there. Okay.
15. And invested with a custodial account, my mother's name, in commodities and unleaded gas options, and lost all. I'll never forget this figure. $6.32 was the check that I got back.
That's what you had left. Okay.
But it was a good lesson.
So now you got $6 in your pocket. What happens?
So I say, you know what? I'm going to go back to doing what I know works. I'm going to go sell another helicopter, another airplane, or something. So I got involved in aircraft brokerage, and
another interesting lesson at 15: stay true to your core competency. You realized at that point you were a salesman. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So I got in touch with some sellers of some airplanes and some buyers, and it was a challenge because I had to have my mother sign the contract, and of course they're going, what?
Right.
But I started a pilot supplies business as well. I had a company based out of Florida that we had about 1,000 products online. And it paid.
You're 16.
16.
How the hell do you know how to do that? I mean, 1,000 products online. How the hell did you know how to do that?
You know what? Donny, I did it because no one told me I couldn't.
There you go, man.
I mean, really, it's not something that I figured out how to do. I just went and did it because I didn't know any better.
Okay, so now where most people are now in 10th or 11th grade, you've started a few businesses, you're making money, and by the way, at 15, I'm going to learn how to be a pilot also.
I did.
You got a chutzpah, my young man. I mean, that's incredible. I didn't know somebody could fly a plane at 15 or 16.
Well, you can start taking lessons anytime, and at 16 you can solo, fly by yourself without somebody else in the airplane. 16 years old. And
Wow.
I did. And at 17, I got my license, and by the time I was 18, I was a commercially rated pilot.
Now you head out to Vegas because you say that's where the real dough is.
Yeah.
And what happens in Vegas?
So I took a little bit of that money, and I tried the stock market, and I tried commodities, I tried everything, and it didn't work. And out of a fluke, I invested with a friend of mine in this thing called trust deed investments. It's a real estate loan, basically, on commercial real estate. And it worked. And I got like 12% return, and I'm thinking, this is great. I've got to figure this business out.
You're now worth high 7 figures. You got your Bentley, you got your multi-million-dollar home, and at 24, not only are you a millionaire, but you've already had these tremendous life lessons. Any message out there, any inspiration to a young person watching this show, and whatever the word young means if you're watching out there, to get them going?
That's why I wrote the book, The Maverick Millionaire. I wrote it because I really want to convey to people, if I can do it, if a 14-year-old can sell an aircraft, anybody can do it.
Next, we'll show you the must